Good morning, I'm Tricia from the Culinary Command Post, and today I'm going to show you how to make chocolate bark for Christmas. So basically we've got this almond chocolate flavored bark, and you want to chop it up as small as you can. We're using these two little crock pots, so we're going to make two versions of it. One with chocolate and butterscotch, and then we'll put like white chocolate and cranberries in this one over here, or cherries. We may do cherries. So basically you're going to chop it up small pieces as you can get. The smaller you can chop it up, the quicker it's going to melt. So we just chopped it up in these size pieces. And you can do this in the microwave also, but we're going to do it in the crock pot while I'm doing orange truffles in the microwave. And it's going to melt down, so you can fill it up pretty good because it's going to melt down in there. And then we're going to mix in our butterscotch chips and maybe our pistachios, honey roasted pistachios, in this one over here. And then the one over on this side, we're going to put the chocolate in it as well. But then we're going to also put some cream cheese chips in it. And some milk chocolate chips. And then we have some white chocolate chips that we're going to put in there. And we're just going to let it melt down, and once it gets melted, then we're going to put in whatever mix-ins we want. So you can put any kind of nuts, fruits, just different flavors that you want in it. Okay, so I'm going to put it on high just to get it melted. And I'm going to put the lid on them. Okay. And then I have these little circle silicone molds, and then I have this square one. So I just stuck an M&M in each of them and some pistachio, chocolate covered pistachio. It's dark chocolate that I got from Sam's, but it doesn't taste like dark chocolate. It tastes more like milk chocolate to me. So if you don't like dark chocolate, you probably will like these because they taste really good. So I'm just putting one pistachio nut in each circle. And the softer molds are easier to get the candy out of. So if you have the hard one, I have those too, but they're harder to get the candy out once they set. Okay, and then I'm just going to sprinkle around these on this brown mold. And then we're going to put some sprinkles on the bottom too, because when it comes out, and you want to do it while it's still soft, so whenever we pop the candy out, the sprinkles are going to be on the bottom side of it. And you can put in cherries. I've got some dried cherries here and dried cranberries that we're going to put in it on that side. And then we also have some peanut butter chips that we can put in that. So we can stick those in once we get the chocolate in it. We can stick them in the chocolate mix too. And I'm going to go ahead and put some sprinkles on top of it so it'll actually be the bottom when we get it out. Okay, so I got some Christmas colored little sprinkles that we're going to put, holiday sprinkles. And we're going to just sprinkle it on the bottom of these pans because that's where the chocolate's going to go once it's melted in the crock pot. The other recipe, that orange truffles we're going to do, is going to be in the microwave. So you can melt it in the microwave or you can melt it in the crock pot. But I'm doing the crock pot because I'm going to be working on my truffles. And these sprinkles are actually sticking pretty good to the side of the silicone. You do want to make sure that you dry out whatever pan or mold you're putting your candy in, so that way it doesn't mess your chocolate up from setting, because water and chocolate does not mix if you're trying to make it a hard chocolate. So be sure you dry out your molds in your pan. Like I have a lined pan here, so if we have enough chocolate, I'm going to put it in the lined pan as well. Alright, so there's our sprinkles. That's going to be actually on the top of the candy once it melts and we put it in there. So I've got them on high, so we're going to let them set maybe 30 minutes and keep stirring the chocolate as it's melting. And then once it gets melted, then we're just going to pour them into our candy bark molds here. Okay, so we'll be back in about an hour once our chocolate melts, and I'll show you how to fill the molds. Okay, so now we've got our chocolate melted, and this one has the butterscotch in it and also the chocolate. And then we're going to add some nuts to it. You can add nuts, fruits, whatever you like. We're going to go ahead and add the nuts. And it's pistachios is what we're going to add to it. So I'm just going to do about half a cup of them. Yeah, let's do the whole cup. I just did a whole cup. So get a whole cup. I want to mix them in here. And then I'm going to pour them or spoon them into that tray, whichever works the best. I'm fixing to do that. So when they do harden up, when we take them out of the silicone, the M&Ms and the sprinkles are going to be on the top side. Alright. I'm just spreading them around to make sure they're filled up. Like that. So I'm going to turn off. Okay, I filled this one up. Now I'm going to let it set. While I'm filling this whole tray. And this tray's got lines in it, so I do like this one because it's easy to pop out. So now I'm going to put a bunch of chocolate in there. The spoon, big spoon. So, alright. And I'm just going to pour it on top of the M&Ms and the sprinkles. Spread it out. Just want to spread it level to the edge. And we just put a bunch of pistachios in there too. So you can put whatever nut, fruit you want, sprinkles, doesn't matter. And you can use the microwave to melt the chocolate in 30-second intervals. I just like using the crock pot so I can do other things while I'm waiting for it to cook, or melt, I should say. Alright, and this is chocolate bark that we're making over here, so you can cut them up in squares or pinch them off and break them up however you want to do it. There's that one. I'm going to go back to this one. And just fill up the molds. If you do have like a tray size mold, do kind of wiggle it or tap it on the counter so that way you get the air bubbles out of it. Got 2 more and then I need to get, then we'll do these last 2 and then we'll wait for them to set, and then when they set we'll pop them out and let you look at them. Right. The other thing I'm going to do to them is I'm going to scrape them so they're even and flat, like that. That might not be a good idea. I'm just going to leave them alone because I want them to be circular. And if I scrape them, I'm going to have extra chocolate everywhere. You can scrape them, but then you might have edges when it sets around the circles. So we're just going to let them do that. Let's see. Tell you what, we'll scrape one of them and let you look at what I'm talking about. Like that. So I just scraped it so they'd be flat when they come out. We're going to try that and see. Okay. That one's done. Pull things up real fast and I'm going to get that out. All right, that's how you fill your molds, and then when they harden up, we'll get them taken out of the silicone mold.